Hey guys, this is Decelation, and today I just want to take some time and kind of discuss what went into the drivetrain of the 35 hot rod truck. So I sat down a few weeks ago and I did a video of just my overall plan for the build and everything, but I didn't go into too much detail with the drivetrain. So this video will be all about the power plant, which is my 2004 LQ4. That's what this engine started life as. Sorry, I get better lighting. So the engine started off as a 2004 LQ4 out of a Silverado 2500. Had about 135,000 miles, and I got it as the complete engine. So I ripped it down apart to the short block and sent it to Tyson's Automotive Machine near my house, and he did a phenomenal job doing an inspection because I don't have the tools to do the inspection and to machine it if necessary. So he went through, told me what I needed. Cylinder walls were kind of beat up a little bit, crank was fine, and we discussed kind of like what power level I was trying to go for, and he recommended I get it upgrade rods and pistons. That brings me to when I really started planning out the engine build. So first step, I think if anyone is serious about building LS, if they need to at least consider or look at Texas Speed. The stuff that they do is phenomenal. So I did a lot of research. These are the original 317 heads that came on my LQ4, and I was debating between using these or the A62 heads, which have a smaller combustion chamber that could increase compression. So I decided that I wanted the higher flow capacity of the 317 heads. There's a lot of school of thoughts and everything, but naturally these are just a higher flowing head and just more volume of air comes in. And now it's just to open myself up for turbocharging later and running the consideration of what fuel I wanted to use. Because I really want this to be a street cruiser, just something that most people don't think is too much, but then they lose their ass on the stoplight to stoplight type of deal. So I decided to go with this. I knew because I was doing upgraded pistons and rods with the A62 heads, I may be pushing the compression a little bit too high, and I may have to use like an E85 or race fuel, which that's not something I wanted to do. I just want to be pure 93 octane. That's what we get around here. So that was just kind of like my thought process on that. So Texas Speed did the ported nose. Inside here, I went with the Texas Speed Cleatus Mcfarland Bald Eagle NA cam because I am planning on doing NA. I really hope my power goal for this is I would like to make between 500 and 600. Based on a lot of the research I did, I haven't found too many exact combinations of what I have, but you know, comparing the cam specs, comparing all the different parts and parts I went into this engine, it's not uncommon to be right around 550, which I think is a very good sweet spot considering this baby is going to weigh about 2,600 pounds. And that's including that's an iron block. So this thing is gonna fly. But yeah, that's kind of like where my power goal. And I left the opening. I did go iron block. So if I go like most gentlemen of speed go, and I decide I need more power, it's not too much work to pump in a couple turbos and up the boost a little bit. So that's kind of step further down the line of what I'm thinking. But now let's get back to the engine. So I also did upgraded valve spring. I got the dual valve spring, the 660 lift spec valve springs. when I had Texas Speed port the heads, gotta have oversized valves. I don't know the exact specs. I'll have to look it up, but it's their stage 2.2, 2.5 head porting service. So I did that. Got their titanium retainers, chromoid push rods, and I think that's about it for that. For the pistons and rods, I went with DSS pistons, and these boost the compression a little bit because they're flat top pistons with valve reliefs, so it really makes sure like you maximize the compression of the cylinder. Then I also went with Eagle H-beam rods. So there's big camps between H-beam, I-beam, and stuff like that. I did a lot of research, and I like to think of myself as a smart individual, but there's as in depth of the research and just development has gone into those rods, I learned I'm just gonna send it, and I picked the H-beam rods. Some people may agree, some people may disagree, especially for what my application is. I don't know. Like, I started to get a headache when I started researching the differences and strengths, characteristics, all that other stuff. I know they're much better than stock rods, so happy with that. I kept the stock crank. All of the bearings and stuff have been replaced. Main bearings, all that stuff. Cam bearings, brand new bearings, all new gaskets. Everything wear part has been replaced. So I went through and did all of that. Yes. What else? Okay. For the engine management, I decided to go with Fitech. I kind of covered that in the last video, but yeah, I went with Fitech. Now let's talk about the transmission. So this beautiful thing, Performabuilt transmission. So when I made the decision to go automatic, there's 3 companies, I believe, now that I can't remember, that had really good ratings on the forums for GM transmissions. And kind of the reason why I went with Performabuilt is I knew my build timeline, which I'm going to hold off on telling you guys the exact build timeline of what I'm planning. It is aggressive, but I want to make sure a couple of things go off first before I actually have the world of the internet holding me to what I say. But yeah, it is, just to let you know, it is an aggressive timeline, but I want to see how my timeline goes. But I knew my timeline that I wanted, and I knew with the warranties on a lot of these transmissions, a lot of the performance ones only have a 1-year warranty. I decided to go with Performabuilt because they had a 2-year warranty, which allowed me to have some time to drive the car, beat on it for a significant amount of time before the warranty goes out, if that kind of gives you an idea of where my timeline, what I'm thinking. So all 3 had glowing reviews, so I decided, well, if they all have great reviews, I haven't seen anything bad about them, might as well go with the one with the longest warranty. So that's how I landed on Performabuilt. The rear end, it's out of a 2011 Ford Mustang GT. And this may not be a popular choice, but there is a semi-method to the madness. But I went with a 3:15 ratio rear end. So not a very aggressive rear end at all. But based off of the research that I did on these cars, is because of how light there's no traction control, nothing like that, and none of the other stuff. It doesn't take a lot of power to make these get out of control. With that being said, I wanted some type of civil street manners, but still have enough oomph to get going when I need to. So having a 3:15 rear end gear ratio actually slows my acceleration violence. Like, the lower the number, the higher the top speed, but less aggressive the acceleration is. So I mean, I could have definitely went with 355 or a 373 gear ratio, but I think that would just off the line make this a little bit more unruly than what I feel like handling for what the purpose of this car is. So that's kind of my thought process on that one. But yeah, that's just kind of like a rundown of the drivetrain that is going into this beast. And in that corner, there's a stack of boxes. We'll talk about that later in an upcoming video. Let's just say the rims are beautiful. So yeah, well, I've got the rims, so we'll talk about that later, and I'll kind of show you the mindset behind those rims and how I pick the sizings. So well, yeah, thank you guys for watching. The channel growth has been amazing over the last month and a half. It really goes out to you guys. I appreciate you guys sitting down and watching my videos. It does take a lot of effort to do them, and watching you guys like and your reactions to them makes all that effort worth it. Again, thank you. If you liked the video, comment down below. If you guys have any suggestions or think I'm wrong with some of my choices on the drivetrain, comment down below. I respond to all my comments, and I'll gladly have a discussion with you. Hey, it's kind of early in the build. Maybe you may change my mind. But all right, have a good one. Like, comment, subscribe down below. Peace.